Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, let's talk about Lyra Dawnbringer. Lyra. I've been calling her Lyra. I don't know if it's right or wrong. Anyway, Lyra is the leader of Sarah's forces here on Dominaria. I say here on Dominaria because we're home, peoples. That's right. Anyway, she is evidently the leader right now. They describe her in the story as just a magnificent creature, and she is truly magnificent here. I wanted to go Tribal Angels with her, but I wanted to do something different than Radiant. Because Radiant, had loved to have had another copy of Radiant to throw in here, because, she counts as an angel. Love those old cards. But anyway, flying, first strike, a life link, and a champion on top of it. Oh, and of course, she passes out life link as well as +1. It's beautiful. Now, way back when I started, because she's got something magical here. She's got a 5 casting cost 5/5. That's a lot like Baneslayer, which I would be playing had I had another one, but I call her the better Slayer. Because, wow. You're losing the Pro Demon and Dragon. You're trading that all for the champion ability. But way back, we had Sarah Angel years and years ago, and living the dream was turn 1 Soul Ring into a Diamond or a Fellwar Stone, whatever, and then turn 2 Sarah. Right now, it's turn 2 Lyra. Wow. So I guess since I've already started on the ramp, I should keep going. Now I'm running the Gilded Lotus. It does cost the same as the General, which is fine in this deck because we have a lot of creatures that cost more than her. It's angels. It's tribal angels. I'm playing with some of them that y'all are probably going to question me on because it's more flavor than anything else. But let's get through the ramp. We have Guardian Idol, Power Stone Shard, the aforementioned Fellwar Stone, Sisay's Ring, Hedron Archive, Thunder Totem, Golem's. That's when you know you're searching for ramp right there, when you're playing with Golem's Eye. Now, I played a lot of Sisay's Rings, yeah, and it's effectively the same card, but. And then we, of course, have the Dreamstone Hedron. So I guess let's look through our... See if I can get this closer to... Let's look through our list of heavenly bodies. Now, our angels, of course, I had to start off with Big Sister here, Rhea. Because, there's a reason why this chick is 9 mana. She'd just be bringing folks back. She's the very first version of Emira that we saw. I have Platinum Angel in there because I love the term "you can't lose the game." It's sweet. This is an angel. It's beautiful. We have the Queen Bee herself, Miss Acroma. There's no reason to not to. Iona, just in case we feel like that there's a player that shouldn't be playing this game anymore. Because a lot of times that's what Iona resorts to. You find the single color deck who is capable of beating you, and you just make them not play. It's not fun, but it happens. I am running Sarah Angel. More for flavor than anything else. Resolute Archangel. Some of these fulls are like super shiny. Your starting life total. You go back to your starting life total, which I love the fact that if it's less than, so it doesn't punish you for being above your life total. So, Emancipation Angel. You can return a permanent you control to your hand. Now, there are some reasons for that we will get into here in a little bit. Just bear with me. Emira Angel makes blockers for just playing Magic. Voice of All, of course, that perfect blocker. Angel of Jubilation, kind of another championish type effect. And this glare is really starting to upset me. I'm a little crowded in the old studio here because I have deck boxes everywhere. Let's try that. Seraph of the Dawn. And one of my personal favorites. Yes, she's a 2/4. I don't really care. She steals a combat step. I mean, wow. They just don't have a combat step. And how is it that this card came out of Nemesis and nobody's talking about how her hair looks like Rogue from X-Men? I'm just saying. We have a Shattered Angel. Now, Shattered Angel, granted, this is kind of a Phyrexian angel, but it has reverse landfall. Okay. I'll take it. Herald of War. This can actually get... I guess in a perfect world, this could be your turn one. Well, no, you're going to want Lyra out there, I guess, depending. I don't know. But angel spells cost one less every time this attacks. Yeah. Voice of Reason from protection from blue. And I'm playing with Voice of Duty for protection from green, because those are the two colors that you don't get a lot of protection from. I'm not playing with the red or the black one, but I am playing with blue and green because, you know, something different. Subjugator Angel. This is just because it taps all opponents' creatures. This card is a beaten and a half. This is the card you play when you have to get through with your dues. You have to Alpha Strike this turn. Subjugator Angel's what you use it for. Aegis Angel. Victory's Herald. Luminous Angel. Angel of Glory's Rise. Help somebody if they're trying to play zombies. I mean, ugh. Although, more than likely, if they're playing zombies, they're probably giving you a run for your money by the time you can cast this anyway. Herald of the Host, so you don't have to feel bad about attacking one person. You can just attack everybody. And the Twilight Shepherd. Now, it looks like it's time to refocus. Now we're going to get into the other stuff. And I thought, well, what if we could have angels that did other things? Or other things that make angels. And Sigil of the Empty Throne, there's a lot of cards that I just was already going to play before I chose Sigil. Or Sigil, whichever. I mean, like, we were gonna probably, I mean, I was gonna play with Marshall's Anthem. I was already going to play with O-Stone. And probably a Banishing Light. So the Sigil directed me kind of down the road, you know. We've got the Seal of Cleansing, which is, of course, the enchantment version of the Disenchant. Got both, just cause. Angelic Accord. Now, since Lyra has lifelink and she gives all your generals lifelink, this seems like a card that we would need to play. Because, I mean, wow. You're just going to get an angel. It's just going to happen. Now, granted, you only get one, but, you know, hey. We have Humble. Humble is one of those cards. Anything that takes away the abilities and just... Now, the downside is it does turn it into a 0/1, so they can chump block and put it back in the command zone and whatever. But if it's got that... if you just need to buy that turn, Humble is not bad. Indestructibility, because, you know, that's what Lyra needs, or Iona, or Achroma. Why not? I'll make them indestructible. And, as a bonus, get a free 4/4. Or maybe I just flash this out after I play the sigil and I start, creating 6/6 angels. That seems neat. Pacifism, suppression bonds, prison term. Now, I really like prison term because they cannot use their abilities. And you have the opt to, if they play something better, put something else in prison. Spectral Grasp. I kind of like it. It doesn't bother us, so it's it's not my problem anymore. And then Aura of Silence is, Aura of Silence, though, what I have noticed in the many years that I have played this card, it does draw hate. And the weird part about it is the card doesn't draw the hate. It makes the hate get drawn to you. I mean, it just, because it shuts down so many decks. It really does. And then we have Crescendo of War. Strife counters. Yep. Just makes them bigger. Now, in addition to all those enchantments, of course, I have the one equipment in the deck, the Helm of the Gods, because it just didn't feel right not having it in there. There are a lot more. I could have gone to the Enchantress route and been drawing cards, and but it's more for the angel flavor than anything else. Like I said, angel flavors. The wing shards taught us to attack before we play spells. Defy Death is in there just for flavor because, it can get really big really quick because it's going to be an angel. Faith's Reward's going to protect you from the board wipe. And, it's Faith's Reward. It's in the name right there, so it's pretty neat. Mine Excavation is going to get you, probably your sigil back. Brave the Elements, because it's an awesome card in mono white. Oh my gosh. And Sword to Plowshare. Now, let's talk about board wipes. I've got a few in here. I've got Planar Collapse here. Now, it's slow. It is an enchantment, so it does kind of trigger but it's not really what we want to be triggering, you know what I'm saying? Because the last thing you want to do is put another... This is your early play against all of your swarm decks. Typically, you play it on one turn, and your next turn, boom, goes the dynamite. So, then we've got Urza's Ruinous Blast. Now, Urza's Ruinous Blast, pretty neat. We do have some, we have our commander, which legendary spells, or legendary sorceries, are not as hard of a build around in Commander as some of the other formats, because, who cares about those guys anyway? Well, not those guys, those formats. We care about those guys. Anyway, the art on this is amazing. I know some folks are calling this Urza's Hissy Fit, but this is legit. Non-land permanents that aren't legendary. And, of course, we've got the Random Iona, Rhea, Acroma deal, but do they all end in A? Wow. 25 years took me to realize that, guys. Anyway, Urza's Ruinous Blast pretty good. And then we have Catastrophe. Now, I've got Catastrophe in here because of the flavor text. It's pretty decent. You can, Wrath of God or Armageddon, take your pick. But the Catastrophe, the story concept of the card is the reason why I have it in there. But then I got to thinking, there was a archetype back in the day, Angel Geddon, or, Big Creature Geddon. Ernageddon won some huge tournaments. You played big, hard-to-deal-with creatures, and then you took away their land base so they couldn't deal with them, and that's how it worked. And I got to thinking, as much artifact ramp as we've got, this may not be a bad idea. And I know playing Armageddon draws me a lot of hate, but I'm just about out of Armageddons anyway, so you probably won't be seeing a lot of them from here on out. Anyway, that is what I have got for Lyra. Let's see if we got some crazy non-basics in here. I'd bet money that I've got a Rogue's Passage. Look at that. There's a Rogue's Passage, a Temple, and some cycling lands. Oh, gotta have the Seraph Sanctuary, because, you know, angels. Anyway, that is what I have got. I do appreciate you watching. Y'all let me know what you think. But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.